What it do, flight crew? FTC. Flight team stand up! Draymond Green has finally came out and spoken about the entire Jordan Poole situation. We have here by Free Dawkins the whole press conference interview that happened this morning on Saturday. Let's check it out. Hey, man. What does he got to say about this, bro?
Number one, hello to everyone here. For obvious reasons, we're all here. I'm going to address those, give my thoughts, give my sentiments.
Y'all can hear this, right?
And then I'll take questions. There's a reason I didn't do this on. I know everyone was expecting me to go speak on my podcast. And,
me!
Quite frankly, I don't hide from anything. I own my mistakes. And to go sit on my podcast would be not taking questions and hiding from the issue at hand. And so I wanted to acknowledge that. And, for those out there that thought that, those were just your thoughts, but I wanted to do this first before I just went and sat in front of a computer screen and said whatever it was that I wanted to say.
Whoa, was those low-key dish shots towards me? Or am I tripping? I might be overthinking.
Computer screen and said whatever it was that I wanted to say. So number one.
Bro, I know I'm not tripping. I know maybe the one last time we play that back, bro.
Before I just went and sat in front of a computer screen and said whatever it was that I wanted to say. So number one.
I don't know, bro. It's like 50-50.
I was wrong for my actions that took place on Wednesday, Thursday, Wednesday. What's today? Wednesday. I was wrong for my actions that took place on Wednesday, and for that, I have apologized to my team. I have apologized to Jordan, and I wanted to take that a step further. With the event yesterday, with the video leaking, there is a huge embarrassment that comes with that. Not only for myself as I was the one that committed the action, the embarrassment that comes for me is what it is, and that's something that I have to deal with. But the embarrassment that Jordan has to deal with, and that this team has to deal with, that this organization has to deal with, but also Jordan's family. His family saw that video.
Damn, man. Bro. And it's like crazy because I found out that the person that leaked the video, they got paid $2.6 million to do so. Ask me this. Answer this for me right now this second. Would you accept $2.6 million to literally, for the rest of their life, humiliate somebody virally? Like, dang, man. They said his family saw that video, man. Green. I mean, it does take a lot of courage to come up here and apologize and, especially face a press conference, especially how soon it is, too. A lot of NBA players would have waited like a week, you know what I'm saying? Some people would have forgot the questions they wanted to ask. Everything is still fresh and it's damn near not even 48 hours since it was leaked out. You do got to give him that credit.
His mother.
Honestly, bro, if I'm Jordan Poole, you can never forgive him. That's just personally me because the video is just virally out there. You know what I'm saying? Now, whether if you're going to be able to, be together and work in the same environment is a different story. You know what I'm saying? But in terms of actually liking somebody off the court, if Jordan Poole honestly forgives him, bro, he's soft, bro. You can't forgive that, dog. Personally, me, I'm not forgiving that. You know what I'm saying? Even if he came up here, it is a man for him to do that. I'm not taking that away. It is courage for him to do that, but you can't accept the apology if you're personally Jordan Poole. That's just me.
And quite frankly, if my mother saw that video, I know how my mother would feel. I know what her next step would be. And so for that, I apologize to his mother and his father and, his family, his friends that care for him because that is a sense of or a level of embarrassment that they have to deal with too. I apologize to this organization. We just won a championship in 9 days, 10 days. There will be a ring ceremony. My family will be here. His family will be here.
Bro, this man Green is such a menace. This dude is a Hall of Fame black Air Force wearing menace, bro. Fam! Bro! You know they're not going to be there now, bro. That's going to be so awkward. If they're going to be there, there's going to be a strap on site from one of those family members. I predict it right now. Green. Oh, my gosh. Bro, the ring ceremony, I completely forgot because I always be thinking the ring ceremony is like right after the finals game, but it's really before the NBA season starting the first game. And they're playing the Los Angeles Lakers, bro. So it's even going to be times 5 more awkward, bro. Oh, my gosh.
I'm sure they'll be here. And
I promise you, if the Warriors can literally sweep this under the rug and nobody just gets affected in terms of like somebody leaves the team and everything like that, this is an instant championship, bro. And it's not even just a championship, it's an instant three-peat. You know what I'm saying? I think what people really need to be more scared about is seeing how the Warriors handle this situation in terms of if Green and Poole are going to still stay. Because if they do, we are about to be the most feared NBA team in the history of basketball, bro, around the world.
That's an elephant in the room. That's something that...
There's an elephant in the room.
It's weird, and on a night where it should be celebration and love, and it still will be, but there is like this dark cloud in the room, and I caused that, so I apologize to his family and just what they've had to deal with over the course of the last 24 to 48 hours, and I will do what I have to do to make that right. To my family, the things that they've had to deal with. I know, my wife is, she's getting comments like he'll beat you at home and stuff like that, as if, that's the case. And so I apologize to my family as well for what they had to go through. And then most importantly, my brothers on this team who I've apologized to already, but for me, that is the task at hand, to rebuild trust in our locker room, to pull everything back together as it needs to be pulled together in order to compete and defend a championship. And although that is the least of my worries right now, it has to stay at the forefront because most importantly, is everybody put the work in order to compete for a common goal, and I can't allow myself to be the reason that doesn't happen. So for me, it is very important that I start the process of rebuilding trust, rebuilding. I don't necessarily think brotherhood is gone, but in a brotherhood sometimes that's splintered. And when that's splintered, you have to pull that back together. And that is splintered right now, and it's important.
I'm not even going to lie. The only way I could... listen, this is the only legitimate way, like, Poole can ever forgive Green. If Green lets Poole, not as hard as he can in the face, maybe I'll say slap. You know what I'm saying? Because if you punch, you can always, you can easily, knock out somebody and damage, but a slap really won't. A slap still can, but... a slap is harder, for it to happen. You should let Poole, slap you smack dead across the face, bro, on camera. You know what I'm saying? Just let him get a hit in or something like that. That's the only way you can, make it to where it's okay, the brotherhood should be back. If you're not willing to let Poole do that, bro, you cannot expect him to forgive you, bro. I'm sorry, this press conference... I'm going to be the first one to say it. He has the courage to go up in a press conference and has the manhood, manship, or if a vocab word makes sense, is man enough and an adult enough, to face his problems and everything like that head on, especially in the first 48 hours, bro. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, bro, it's just I'm honestly just hearing this apology. This is kind of damn near borderline garbage to me, bro. I can't be the only one that feels this way. I'm not discrediting him for being willing to come up onto the podium and everything like that and wish such a short. And to be honest, people are going to be like, why are you I don't even want nothing to happen to Jordan and Green. You know what I'm saying? I want both of them to stay on the team, but I'm going to always be blunt. You know what I'm saying? I just personally just feel and then also, I'm not none of these analysts. I'm not going to just sugarcoat stuff, bro. We're not on their contract and stuff. We're not going to have to, bro. This whole apology to me, just listen for 4 minutes, and we're almost 5 minutes into this, bro. This is just, this is a half-ass apology, bro. You know what I'm saying? This is a half-ass apology, bro. You haven't even let the, you know what I'm saying, like, Jordan Poole's family, like, let everything sink in. I do appreciate him coming up onto the podium, though. And like I said, like, apologizing and everything. Like I said, it takes courage. You can't discredit it from there. But still, like, just him just speaking on the mic is just so low. He's just like, what I'm saying? Oh, man, I apologize for the footage getting out there, you guys. He's barely making eye contact, having his head up and everything like that. Hey, man, Green is a character. You can't take that away from him, man. He is a character, and he's definitely a legend when it comes to that. But I don't know if he's going to make the Hall of Fame.
I do the work to pull that back together.
He's like the Ben Wallace of this generation.
We're all here to
Dennis Rodman a little bit.
Play basketball, and that's always going to be and will be the main thing. I think, for myself and Jordan moving forward, that is a different story. That's when you start speaking of personal relationships. And quite frankly, we've had a very good personal relationship. He's a guy who I've tried to take under my wing since he got here, a guy who I've advocated for, and a guy who I have encouraged to have a voice and, like, keep your voice and, like, be true to you and stay true to you. And so that is on me to do the work to rebuild, but on his time. If he ever wants to do that, I think that is a personal choice for Jordan, and I have to accept whatever comes with that.
Okay, at least he knows that part.
As far as, I've heard reports that, it's over a contract, or him getting an extension or me getting an extension.
Let's hear this part.
I can assure you I don't count other people's pockets, number one. And so that's not something I would ever start doing. And the way I was raised, that is simply hating on another man's situation. And
okay.
That's something that you just don't do, And so the one thing that I can assure you is that had absolutely nothing to do with anything. I think for myself,
what did it have to do with, though?
I am a very flawed human being. And I think I personally know those flaws better than anyone. And the work that I've done to correct those is tremendous, and yet there's still a very long way to go. I think that's a constant work in process. I am a constant work in process, and I'll continue to do that work. I think the day that took place, I was in a very, very, very bad space mentally, dealing with some things in my personal life.
Okay.
That
you never know what people are going through. We will say that.
That I, quite frankly, not certain that I can't sit here and say, like, oh, you're dealing with some things in your personal life that didn't shorten your temper, that didn't that didn't change your reaction in moments. Like, all those things are tied together, and I think that's where you get to see the human being side of us, where if you are dealing with something, when you step on the court, it just doesn't go away. That's the same brain, that's the same body that is dealing with something that's now stepping onto that court. And as a leader of this team, I needed to have a better feel for myself and just know and understand, like, where my wicks in was, and what could possibly push me the wrong way. And quite frankly, I didn't handle that well, and I failed as a leader. And in turn, I failed as a man. I failed as a leader.
Okay, so, like, one thing I will kind of take back a little bit of saying to have his apology. You got to put in mind that he did speak about mental. You never know what people are going through mentally. And then he said he had personal issues. You never know what people are going through personally. Not saying that's an excuse, because you can't just be like, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, I have this problem, and just go run down the street and just punch a random, you know what I'm saying, person not doing anything. You know what I'm saying? Still not just be, you know what I'm saying, held accountable for whatever happened. But at the same time, was his temper possibly shortened because he's going through personal issues? And he may have something mentally going on, like, yes, and that can, and I feel like should be a little bit slightly more understood on that part, but it's still, like I said, does not give an excuse, because, like I said, if you're going through something personally, you know what I'm saying, and you know, pray for anybody that's happening to watch this right now if you're going through anything. That just does not give you an excuse to just run down the street and just sock somebody in the face. Obviously, that's not what Green did, but I'm just giving you an example. You know what I'm saying? And not think that you're not going to face any consequences if the consequences happen to find you.
And in turn, it's led to this. And so for me personally, I have to take what comes with that. I have to deal with that and continue to better myself as I will. Like I said before, rebuild the trust and relationships in this locker room, because ultimately that is what is most important to me. And making sure that this team can come together and compete at the absolute highest level that we know we need to compete at to do what we're setting out to do. And that goal doesn't change.
Somebody needs to ask, like, do you think you'll be traded or you think Poole will be off the team? Like, somebody needs to ask that.
For anyone.
Come on, press conferences, bro. You ain't come with the questions.
For the last 7 or 8 years, and that doesn't change now, you know. And so I look forward to doing the work. If I'm being 100% honest, I thought it was bullshit. You know, no other video leaks from practice. You know, when we're working on our sets, they don't leak. You know, when we're you know, when I'm coaching everyone up, that doesn't leak. You know, so I thought it was bullshit that the video leaked.
Wow. Okay. So that
saying
means
that, what did I think of myself in the moment? I watched the video 15 times, maybe more. Because when I watch the video, I'm looking at the video and I'm like, yo, this looks awful. Like, this looks even worse than I thought it was. It's pathetic. You know, and then I had to take a step back too and realize that this video was actually released this way to look that way. You know?
So what he's basically saying is that it is both sides of the story, like we obviously knew that, but Green, you saying that you looking at the video 15 times, Green. Like, you wasn't there in 3D and everything knowing what happened. Come on, Green.
Well, whoever released the video, I don't know who released the video. I am very thankful to the Warriors organization for taking it as serious as they have and launching the investigation that they have.
Oh, they launched an investigation, they said.
Quite frankly, they don't have to. You know, they're not obligated to launch an investigation for something that I did wrong. You know, they're not obligated to do that. So I appreciate them taking that as serious as they have and are doing. But for whoever leaked the video, it did the same thing to me that it's intended to do to the world. You know, it's an audio-less video. It's a video that cuts to me walking right to him. You know, and so the video serves the purpose that it was supposed to serve. And it had me in the same mind state of like, wow, this is terrible. This is awful. And by the way, it is terrible and it is awful. Like, just because of the way the video is cut up and is not released with audio and all of those things, what I did was wrong. You know, so regardless of the video leaking or not, regardless of how the video was leaked, with audio or without audio, I was wrong. And so I accept that, and I will move forward with that. But in saying that, you asked my thoughts of what.
All right, that's the end of the little press conference there, man. What do you guys think, man? Do you think Draymond's Green apology and everything explaining right here is genuine? Or do you think it's BS? As usual, man. Coming up with Let's Track to next. On the road to 5.